are live on the Muscogee Reservation, and you are on the Muscogee Pod. Jason Salzman, along with my tag team partner right here, Miss Shelby Botone.
Stongo, how you going?
Man, hitty my hey, hookty. I'm great. I'm great. It's almost like
Chabon?
we're, a couple elders here. It's Elder Hour on the Muscogee Pod.
Nah.
No, we're good. We're good. It's good to see everybody again. Another conversation from our reservation. It's going to be a great one with Commissioner of Public Safety, Mr. Bobby Howard, with us today as we get rolling on another episode. Thank you for joining us right here on the #1 Indigenous podcast in the country.
Woohoo.
I don't know if that's been proven, but I think it is.
Self-proclaimed.
Everybody
a little
loves
bit.
the Muscogee Pod. Man.
No, it's been a while since we've been back. It was a pretty crazy month there.
Yeah,
for a
we've been
little bit.
traveling and stuff like that. We've been out. So sorry it's taken us a little bit to get back with you, but here we are. And like I said, Shelby's going to stick around for a little while so we can actually do one of these episodes. She's been to Washington, D.C. She's been to Horseshoe Bend. She's been all over the place. But
yeah, we ain't going nowhere until at least August.
She went on an honor flight, actually, with some of our Muscogee veterans to Washington, D.C. How was that, Shel?
Oh, man, it was such a great experience. For me, anyways. I hope it was a wonderful experience for our veterans as well. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, definitely.
Just awesome, emotional, inspiring, all of that. But what we did, I went along with the Veterans Affairs Office, and we took, they provide a flight, an honor flight, Muscogee honor flight, for our Muscogee veterans each year.
Awesome.
To Washington, D.C. And it was about 7 veterans this year. They got the opportunity. Some even came from Fort Worth, Kansas City, stuff like that. So it's not just our veterans that live here on the res. It's wherever you live. If you're a Muscogee veteran, each year they do this.
Beyond the reservation.
Yeah. No matter where you are, you're still a Muskogee veteran. Or off Turtle Island.
That's exactly right. There's Muskogee citizens everywhere.
But yeah, it was amazing. It was very touching. Because they got to, some of them, elder veterans, and there was also, some not so elder, but all of them just got to see all the memorials, the monuments that are erected in their honor.
Yeah. You said some of them put the paper on the Vietnam Wall and sort of etched the names that they knew.
Right. Veteran Sonny, Sonny Skaggs, Vietnam veteran. Man, that probably was the most touching part of the whole trip for me anyways, and I'm sure it was for him. We went to the Vietnam Wall, and he found the names of the fallen soldiers that were in his unit. Yeah. So, and he, he actually put a paper on the wall and traced. That's so cool. Each of their names, so he could take it with him.
Wow.
And stuff. So, I was happy that he was able to do that. And that those are the things that we hope that they get out of this,
Yeah. And we had talked earlier too about how, when we were talking about your trip and stuff like that, about how a lot of us have been to DC many times and been around to those different things, but that's a truly unique and different experience to go with those veterans to those monuments. Right. And it sort of becomes alive then because you're not just seeing a stone structure, you're not just seeing granite and, etchings and, you go to Arlington National Cemetery and it's a solemn place no matter what. But when you go with some veterans and the folks that have actually seen and touched and been a part of war,
right?
It's a whole nother experience.
It's such a different perspective. And hearing their stories, I got to speak to a few of them, and like I said, Sonny, he's a Vietnam War veteran. He actually got drafted. And he said he received a letter, and I said, "How did that feel?" Because we've only ever seen it or heard about it in like movies and stuff like that and books. But for him, he actually got the letter and got drafted. And so I asked him how that felt, and he said it was devastating because he had just gotten married. Like he said, like a couple weeks before that. Yeah. And I was just like, oh man, and I couldn't imagine,
Yeah.
And But he went, he served, and he's back, and he's proud veteran. You know, he lost a few, you know, comrades on the way, but
Hmm.
we appreciate Sonny. He's one of the special, you know, Muskogee veterans that we still have around with us
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. Shout out Sonny Skaggs and
Mhm.
all of our veterans, really. And, you know, last night I went up to the commencement address of Chief Hill at the
Oh yeah.
NSU. He gave a
Hmm.
commencement address for Northeastern
I
State
heard it went
University.
well.
Went
Hmm.
great. You know, he did a great job. He really, from his heart, spoke about his experiences and how it relates to those students now, and in some ways how it's different, but really the principles and everything remain the same. But one thing that I love about Chief, man, is he'll go off script sometimes, and he went off script to say, you know, I just want all the veterans in the room to stand up, and that's part of our custom to honor that service and that great service. Indigenous people, number one per capita in military
Hmm.
service amongst any group of peoples and ethnicities. So we're very proud of that
Hmm.
service.
I know. I like that
And
at our
yeah,
events. We try to do that.
absolutely,
All, you know, all of our events and everything.
yeah,
We appreciate our veterans and
hmm,
thank you for your
for
service.
sure. Yeah, it's a big
Mado.
part of it. Mado,
Oh, and speaking of
always.
commencements,
Yeah,
you
commencement.
have a big
Yeah, my
commencement
oldest
coming up.
daughter. Yeah, Friday night or this coming week. My daughter Peyton. She's I'm very very proud of her. My firstborn, and she'll be graduating from Morris High School, and we're excited about that. It's at the Muskogee Dome, which is
Oh
kind of
yeah, I
neat for
know.
me. Kind of a home game.
Yeah.
But very excited and proud of her. I want to give her a big shout out. She's such a good kid, and you know she's just always been, even, you know, I was always kind of you know, one of those parents that you know, she'd wake up and, oh, I'm not feeling too good, Dad. I'm like, well, you're going to school, you know. But and she was always a trooper. And you know, when she was really sick, of course she'd get to stay home and stuff like that. But like all throughout her school career, it's just been a treat and privilege to watch her grow up and learn and become who she is today. And I'm just so proud of her. So we're looking forward to graduation night. I might have a few Kleenexes. You
I
know,
know. I
I'm
was
a little
gonna
bit of a
say.
crier, so
I know. I know. I was like,
I'm,
you're gonna get is it emotional day for
Chief
you.
Hill has rubbed off on me in that way
You're
a little bit.
probably that morning. You're gonna start tearing
Yeah,
up.
yeah. This whole week I've been kind of a psychological mess. So yeah, no, it's awesome, and we're excited, and we're gonna take a little vacay and for her graduation, and you just get away for a few days. So I'll be
Yeah.
gone next week, but we're looking forward to it, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So c- congrats to her, and
Mhm.
congrats to, you know, everybody that got her to this point. It's been wonderful to see her grow up, and we're excited. And congrats to all of our graduates out there, all of
Yep.
our Muskogee citizens, all the people that are graduating. It's
Congratulations,
such an
class of
accomplishment.
2026.
2026, and
Golly.
another graduating class from the College of Muskogee Nation, a big
Mhm.
class,
Oh
and
yeah, that was nice.
more
Yeah,
and
that
more
was a good
people.
graduation. I just feel like I'm impressed by the college.
Yeah,
You know, they're growing
just crazy
exponentially,
growth.
just
Yeah,
like the whole nation is. But they are really their production quality
yeah.
just keeps getting better and better
Yeah,
each
better.
year.
And they're putting the right people in the right
Mhm.
places to help them with those things. And um they're very autonomous in that way. It's really great to see, and also just kind of coming into their own. But if you drive by the college, it almost seems like there's new things going up on
Right.
campus like every time you drive by there. It's just
Mhm.
insane. So props to them. They're doing a great job, and Dr. Randall and his whole staff and faculty and team, all the way down, you know, to the support staff and everything like that. They really
Mhm.
take ownership of that place. They really have a lot of pride in it, and
Yeah.
it's been great to see it grow. So we're gonna continue to document that growth and be proud of it as citizens and for this nation. And it's one of the, you know, top tribal colleges in the country, and one of the few too. So I
Mhm.
mean, it's really great to have that here. And you know, for old people like me that have been here since they started talking about a college, to see it from that to what it is now is insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that must be so, you know, amazing
it's
to
crazy.
have seen it from just little talks,
Yeah,
an idea
yeah,
to now
yeah. I
where it
mean, when they
is.
were just like, "Oh, we should have a tribal college,"
Mhm.
to what it is now, it's you know, it's beyond my wildest dreams of what it was going to be. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Not that I had low expectations, but my goodness, they've surpassed that. So
Mhm.
it's been great. and very proud of them and all of those graduates and all of our graduates everywhere, even our little kindergarten graduates.
Oh.
You know what I mean? See them getting ready to go on to first grade and, their whole lives in front of them. So it's a good time of year, and we got the festival coming up. Lots of great things happening around here and around the reservation. But definitely wanted to highlight one of the newer departments created at the nation, and that's the Department of Public Safety, bringing in so many important things under one umbrella to sort of kind of centralize and cohesively bring those resources together to make a very mighty resource for not only us, but everybody around us on this reservation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very vital to
Yep.
the Muskogee Festival.
For sure. So many
And
things.
no one even knows it or
Nobody
realizes
knows it. No, you don't realize it, but you're being watched.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. But you are, like I said, don't try to come out to the festival and act up. We'll
Right.
find you and we'll catch you. So, it's a great resource to have, and without without it, we wouldn't be safe. And
Yeah.
people out there, you don't want to take that for granted, because
Right.
in times of emergency, in times of strife or anything like that, these guys are the ones that are working hard, and when you're sleeping, they're out there going somewhere and helping out somewhere where there's somebody in need. So it's a great thing, and because of that, we wanted to bring in the Commissioner of Public Safety. So let's get to our episode now, our main event, and that would be our interview with Mr. Bobby Howard, and it starts right now. And now joining us in the pod cave for the Muscogee Pod, this conversation from our reservation, is the Commissioner of Public Safety, Mr. Bobby Howard. And let's give it up for Mr. Bobby Howard. How's it going, Commissioner?
It's all
Hold
good.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it up. Yeah. All right. Enough of that. Now. How's it going, man?
It's all good.
Good. Everything safe out there on the reservation?
It is.
Cool.
Last night we had Chief Hill received his honorary doctorate, and we had light horse officers and special ops and people there to ensure
That's
that
awesome.
the chief of the Muscogee Nation was safe and sound.
He was safe as a bug in a rug, and he did a great job on his speech. The thing that I'm tripping on today is, like, do we call him Dr. Hill now, or Chief Doctor, or Dr. Chief, or what are we going to call him now?
So I walked in there.
Doctor in Chief.
Doctor in
I
Chief.
walked in and I said, "Hey, Dr. Chief," and he just kind of looked at me like,
What about Chief Medical Officer?
"Well, it's a PhD, not an MD."
I know, but
so
you know what I mean. Like, just the play on words.
it would be,
It'd be kind of funny. Yeah.
I think though the speech was well received.
Yes.
And we were taking pictures afterward, and we had some of the NSU students that came up to him to take pictures, and they told their story, which from nothing, and now they have a bachelor's degree.
Right.
And I think it really resonated well with him.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was a good night.
It was awesome. Now, we're here to talk about the kind of newly, I've been a few months now, but the newly created Department of Public Safety. We're pulling in, for many years, you were the director of our emergency management department, did a great job there, but now we're pulling that in, and it's under Light Horse, emergency management, all of that together, our security detail here at headquarters. Talk about the implementation and the creation of the Department of Public Safety and why it was so necessary for us to do that here at the Muscogee Nation.
Well, simply with the growth of the nation, we needed to have an umbrella that brought all of the emergency services together. So back in August of last year, working with National Council, the AG's office, we brought together a plan, briefed it, council approved it, and then in January, I was selected and confirmed by the council to be the DPS commissioner. Under this umbrella, you have our traditional light horse, community policing, it's where highway patrol is. That's where our special operations teams all house under the old, what you would call light horse. Then we created the criminal investigative division, which really aligns us more like the federal government and the state. The state, and I explain it to people, our investigators are just like OSBI. They are a standalone piece, and their investigative authority has grown tremendously from when they were just a segment underneath. They have more abilities now. It's just a better fit. Of course, you talked about emergency management. Well, on the emergency management side, we worked with the community policing and with the special operations hand in hand for the last 4 or 5 years, and there was always we always worked together, but there was never that overarching command philosophy of, hey, what's yours is yours.
Yeah.
We always worked well together, and I think when we spoke to council about creating DPS, we said, look, here is a success story right now.
Yeah.
Here's special operations and emergency management with the tornadoes, with the floods, with all those things that just how it would work. We also have our game rangers or conservation rangers, which right now that department is kind of small because it's working more on just the game side and managing the tribal lands there.
Mm-hmm.
But that division can bloom into minerals, resources. It works hand in hand with our Secretary of Interior and our wildlife management. So that's a division that will grow. Currently, it has the 3 folks in it, but it's gonna explode.
Yeah, and it all goes in with our mission of the expansion of our responsibilities. In that moment, we had to meet in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision reaffirming the reservation. And now here we are in year 6. We've got this great infrastructure in place. Now we're really rolling, and it took those years to sort of build this up and get this structure ready to take off. But that also included a lot of work with our fellow agencies and our fellow partners out there around Oklahoma. Now, when we started this thing, we had like 30 cross deputization agreements. Now we have over 70. I don't even know what the total number is now. What are you hearing from our partners, the Chief Bells from Coweta and the other people out there that work with us on a regular basis? What are you hearing from them and their reaction to us creating this Department of Public Safety?
So everyone believes this is where the nation needed to go, and they see the benefits. Tulsa, the city of Tulsa, just created DPS about the same time we did.
Yeah.
Because if once you get so large, you need to have a way to concentrate all of those assets in one place so that they can be maneuvered without trying. It cuts the red tape out. If we get a message, it's easy for me to go, we need this from you, from you, from you, from you. Where before it was cabinet secretary, chief's office, this cabinet secretary. So we don't have those. We don't have that. It slowed the process down. Now we still did it, and we were very efficient at it. We've been, I don't know how many commendations we've received from the state and the feds on how we handle disasters and the things that we were the first tribal nation to ever do. We're the only tribal nation that's written a FEMA document, a policy that's out there. So the Joint Field Office program was written by the nation. So we're working very well with our federal partners and our state partners. We have $100 million worth of infrastructure going on. This is generational infrastructure. 2 water plants, numerous pump stations, lift stations, hundreds of miles of line in the ground to move water to citizens, not just our tribal citizens, but everyone within the reservation. And, Chief Hill's philosophy is, if you're here, you're one of us. So that's how we look at things. We're bringing on a fire department. What that will look like 6 months from now is a good guess. We have to work with BIA. We have to work with the state fire folks. We have to work with forestry. So to get everything in line. Now, we have facilities, our brand new citizen service building. Yeah, that's 4 stories. It needs a ladder truck. So we have been in consultation with Okmulgee, Coweta, Eufaula, to not only to protect our assets, but to protect the assets that are within the communities. And those conversations are ongoing. How we're going to fund these things, what federal dollars can we receive, what state dollars, what can the cities
You don't
do?
like spending tribal dollars.
I
do
don't
you?
spend a tribal dollar unless I have to. I'm like the miser of tribal dollars.
You're the finder.
It's tribal dollars should go for tribal citizens. Now, everything we do in the emergency services and DPS, I mean, it directly affects citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have one of the biggest offices that directly impacts citizens 24/7.
Yeah.
And we're really the only ones that work 24/7. So it's,
You've woken me up a few times.
I've woken you up a few times. I've woken Chief up a lot of times.
Yeah, he's woken us up too, though.
But he has.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, what would you do? And we go back to my military career, 34 years. I always felt good when I was deployed that the nation would be there if my mom needed something.
Yeah.
As a tribal citizen, it's a big deal for me. Retiring after 34 years, then Chief recruiting me out of retirement to come to work for the nation. So I think that's how we should treat every citizen. What if you were gone?
Mm-hmm.
What if you, police officer, emergency management, fire guy, what would you expect from the tribe if you were 5,000 or 10,000 miles away? That's kind of the philosophy that I have with all the departments in DPS.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you should look at, what if it was your grandmother? What if it was your dad?
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of positive reviews from our citizens. We now have 4 divisions that are spread out across the nation with our community policing. We have an office in Wetumpka, one at Riverwalk, one here in Okmulgee, one in Muscogee. So our citizens can see just how much we are in the communities, more so than when everything had to operate out of Okmulgee.
Right.
Before McGirt, everything was right here. And then McGirt happened. And then as everything grew, well, the nation needed to grow.
Mm-hmm.
We needed to have a stationing plan. We needed to move those assets out. We have citizens, community centers, ceremonial grounds that are all in the South. We needed an office where if they needed something, we could be there in 20 minutes. Well, Wetumpka gives us that with Highway 9.
Yeah.
We can be over in Cromwell or we can be in Eufaula.
Yep.
So,
and it's cut down our times for law enforcement
response times.
Yeah. So the citizens get to see more officers. Not that we weren't in the areas, but now when you house somewhere, they see you when you're getting gas. They see you when you're stopping and getting something to eat. They see you when you're stopping after your shift at Walmart, but they see that presence. So our citizens see our folks out in the communities so much more. And it's simply because of stationing, not that they weren't there, but they were there to work. And then when they were done with work, you didn't see them.
Yep.
Well, now you're seeing them all around the clock all the time.
And that makes everybody feel safer.
Right.
You get that. There's a calming influence knowing that they're right there within the community. They're one of you. They live amongst you, and they're there on call. And that's something that has been a mission of the Department of Public Safety, to really blanket this reservation and all who live within it with a feeling of security.
Absolutely. Festivals coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We've already had 4 of our normal planning meetings. And we start back in January on the security and safety plan for festival.
Yeah.
And it's a huge endeavor. Last year before last, we clocked 50,000 people on Saturday were at festival at one time or another.
Wow.
So that's a lot a very small.
It's a big party.
And it's a lot of fun. And you know what? No incidents.
Nope.
No incidents.
No incidents.
But we have a presence inside. Our citizens feel safe. You know, we have them come up to us after festival in the evenings or whatever, and it's just like I feel absolutely safe here. I don't, you know, there's no worries.
Well, and we access the latest technologies with all of the capabilities that we have now at Festival. You guys have things like facial recognition. Talk a little bit about how that's worked for you to not only make people feel safe, but to remedy some problems that do come up without anyone even having to know about what's going on.
Absolutely. You know, the nation, we lead, I would say we lead the state in our drone technology and our equipment. And we have a $500,000 drone van. It's something that you would see out of a spy movie. I mean, the camera on it, Jason found his daughter in the crowd. He had no idea where she was. And
Oh, come on now, Bob. Don't out me as a bad parent.
he's
on her.
Hey,
No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
I'm like, no, I knew where she was at.
It was-
Come on, I had Live 360 on
He
it.
knew.
was-
He just acted like he
it
didn't.
was
Yeah.
just, well, no, I mean,
No,
when you're
yeah, I
sitting
know
in
what
the
you're
van
saying.
and you're looking with a camera,
Yeah.
you're trying to find someone.
Yeah.
It's 40 acres over there.
Yeah.
You know she's there, you know she's safe and things are on, but just to show the depth of the technology that we have,
Yeah.
it's so amazing. You know, he calls her on the phone and says, "Who's the person in the pink shirt standing next to
Yeah.
you?" And she's like,
What? Yeah, she just starts looking around.
and we're all laughing.
Yeah,
But
she's in the corn dog line.
You can see them. They can't see
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
you know, and to prove that leading edge is the fact that we were just 2 weeks ago at the National Guard's training camp at Camp Gruber, running a drone lane for all of the federal agencies, everybody that has a 3-letter name, plus the Army, the Air Force, the Guard, everyone was there, and our drone van and our drone operators were running one of the lanes for search and rescue. So that shows that we are known not just here, we're known nationally.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we use all the tools that we have. We have a mounted patrol. So we have,
Yeah.
everyone kind of goes, "Oh, you got guys on horses." Well, yes, but in terrain, search and rescue, those horses are great to find folks.
Yes.
In crowd control, those horses are really great. So,
Yep.
you know, underneath our special operations, you have the mounted patrol. We have a dive team. We have a swift water rescue. We have our drone team.
Yep.
And the emergency management, they have all the drones and drone equipment.
Yeah.
So we could simultaneously have 3 events going on, 3 tornadoes, and I hate to say that word, but we could have 3 tornado
We could.
strikes,
Yeah.
and we could manage all 3. We have enough equipment and manpower and expertise to manage 3 events. We've done 2 events, the tornado in Holdenville and the one in Morris.
Mm-hmm.
So we've already proven our technology. Shelby was just down at Horseshoe Bend
Yeah.
the other day, and we broadcast that show live back to the nation
Out in the middle of nowhere.
in the middle of nowhere with no cell coverage, no anything, but with one of those, again, dollars that weren't the nation's.
That's right.
We purchased a CRD, which is basically a satellite system and cell system on wheels. So we can set it up. It doesn't matter how remote. It doesn't matter if you lose all your internet. If one of the hospitals fiber's cut, they have nothing. We could back it in there, plug it into their servers, and they would be online.
That's awesome.
So
And something I wanted you to touch on too is like, you touched on it a little bit. I want you to go a little bit more into it for the folks out there just to get an idea of who you are and your experience. But your deployments and your military career, how much of a resource has that been for you in making tactical decisions now for the nation to take that experience and to be able to plug it into where you're having to make these tactical decisions? We've been on, Bob, you and I alone have been on, I can't remember how many barricade situations, how many, looking for a lost child, looking for a lost family in water, things like that. and you're having to make these real time on the ground tactical decisions. How much has it been a resource for you to fall back on that experience?
Well, when I came on board, I took all of those experiences that were worldwide, communications. The nation now has the best communication system in the state. We can talk. I mean, we talked to chief in D.C. It is the premier system, and we started putting that in 3 years ago. We fielded the entire system for the nation in under 90 days, which was the folks from L3 Harris, they couldn't believe it. It comes down to strategic planning for everything that we do. The reason that we have the things that we have is from the experiences of my past, the things that when Harris radios first came out, I was in the military when they brought SINGARs in. We did the initial testing. So, the Oklahoma Guard was always at the top of the list for testing. So taking all of those things and knowing the products and knowing things that you need to maneuver, and I catch myself and the guys will do it too, and I'll call things in the military terminology as to what they do, but it all serves the same purpose.
Yeah.
So that's really what has led us down the road to where we are with the equipment and training. We're hosting a Pathfinder 1 course taught by the FBI here next month. They are coming to the nation to teach a class that we're going to host. So, we are doing our part here to bring everyone up to speed. So yeah, I draw on it all the time. You know that.
Yeah.
You see it. But
Sure.
the decisions I make always are with the thought of, is someone going to die or not? In those situations, if it's on this one, this is what we're doing. If it's over here, well, we'll work on that when we get to it. But these things, everything that is a life and death decision, which is 90% of the stuff that we do, it has to be made. You have to think it through. You have to have planned for all the different variables. And our folks they're getting there. They're getting there. It's not something you learn overnight. It was a very long career for me.
Yeah.
So
I remember when you first came in, when we first got DPS going, and you and I were talking about, just what it was like for you to take it on and just kind of look at the operation as a whole first and say, what am I dealing with here? And there were some things you had to do that, sometimes uncomfortable, not for you. People like me, it is uncomfortable, but you're one of those guys.
I know you're just a different mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's, you do what needs to be done. And so like you come in with this mentality of let's analyze the operation as a whole, and let's take that versus what it needs to be. And then in the middle, we figure out how to get there.
Yeah. I mean, you have to come in and having taken command numerous times, when you come into a new unit, some people, there were people that were afraid I was just going to come in and just start chopping, but that serves no good purpose. You have to come in and evaluate what you have, and then you have to look at the long range plan of where you're going. So maybe this person, maybe Shelby doesn't fit right here, but she would be great over here. So you have to come in and look at all those things. You can't just come in and start going, no. Where would you be good in the organization?
Right.
And then talk to people and then move people around. We've done that. We've made some huge moves, but it's what's best for the nation. And I think whenever the plan was developed, it's always been what is going to be best for the nation, not what's best for me, not what's best for you, not what's best for what is best for the nation. Some people, man, they jumped on board with that thought. Some people didn't, and they went to other places. Most of them didn't leave the nation. They just went to other places within the
Sure.
nation,
Yeah.
because they didn't feel their skill set fit with where we were
Where
going.
are we going?
So there's no hard feelings. It's
Yeah.
just what is best for the nation
Sure.
under this new structure. We started talking about fire. What are we going to build? How are we going to build it? Are we going to just have little bus trucks? Are we going to get into ladder trucks? Are we going to do a kind of a mixture? Are we going to work with the cities, and maybe the nation and the cities go together on these things? And we've been talking about this for almost 2 years. Jason was at the demonstration that we had for a ladder truck. We had the city of Okmulgee was there, Coweta was there, Eufaula came up. So we are looking at ways, and as he said, I don't like to spend tribal money. We're looking at ways that we can spend the federal dollars or state dollars or somebody's dollars other than ours
Somebody else's dollars.
to
Yeah.
to partner. Not the days of, well, the nation will just buy it. Well, not in my world.
Mm-hmm.
My world is we'll find somebody else to buy it, and then if we need a little, then we'll ask the nation for it.
Yep.
But we're going to find somebody else that can, they reap the benefits of it being there. So everybody needs to do their part.
Yep.
Have you seen this man work?
Oh man,
It's amazing.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
mean,
him.
we
Yeah.
had that last winter storm.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was, like January or something.
Mhm.
And I don't know, just seeing you like saying, "All right, this is what we're gonna do."
Yeah.
Like,
The whiteboards are
Yeah.
are
Oh.
insane. And if we would open the festival planning committee meetings to the public, we would get such good such hilarious feedback and everything like that, because he's up there just rolling and everything like that. But like
right.
also I'll say too, like on the ground, at some we've been on some very not only intense ordeals, but like I remember the very first day we got the drone, the van that you
Mhm.
talked about. We took it out on that barricade situation over by Jinx School.
Yep.
And we were just like, we were laughing at when we got there with each other, because we were just talking about how like this thing is gonna like pay for itself, like, whatever. And we didn't think it was going to be the morning after we got it. And sure enough, here comes Chad with the trailer, and it's already like, we haven't even broke this thing in. I don't even know if we had tags on it yet.
No.
But,
Yeah.
and we're out there with it.
We took delivery
Yeah.
the morning of. We went through the checklist, made sure everything was good, signed off, brought it over here for Chief to see, executive branch, the National Council folks that were here. Everybody got to see it. And from that moment on, it went 36 hours straight on mission.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. And when, like I said, we're like in it, and we're just kind of, in the middle of this, and here is this resource, and we've got different agencies and people from different agencies like over there looking at the thing, like just like, oh my gosh, look at this! What just pulled up? This is Creek Nations, and so we're just like, yeah, I mean,
Yep.
put it in use already.
Yeah.
Put it to flight. Yeah.
That last winter storm was when I really first got to see you work. And I was just amazed, and I was thinking about like everyone's always like, well, let's see how they are when ish hits the fan,
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
and I'm like, well,
absolutely.
I know what we're
Yeah. This is the man that cleans it off the fan.
right. I
You
know.
what I mean?
I
Yeah.
know who
Yeah.
deals with all that ish.
Well, absolutely. Day one ish.
Yep.
My guy too, is probably the most well known in the communities because of the water buffaloes.
Mhm.
We got 4 water trailers, 6. So I did this last time. 6 water trailers. And for a while there, with the winter storms, every community, and it's like Oklahoma, we got a water epidemic as far as the infrastructure, but every community was going out of water. Bob would fill up one of our water buffaloes, our Yanusas, and take them out there and put them in the community, and people had water. And that's something that absolutely for us in communications, and not only talking and sharing with everybody about all of the things that the nation provides in our communities and for our people and everything like that. We say that for our people, for our communities, and for our future. That goes hand in hand with that motto of we'll show you what we're doing, and you're a big part of that and have been a big part of that. And your whole team, emergency management for the longest time, Chad and Robert over there, and then Jerry Lee as your deputy, and everybody, you know what I mean? To just name drop a few because there's so many, but that's who I've closely worked with and seen, in action, and how selfless those guys are. And you and them do a lot of things that not a lot of people see. And that's why I bring it up. And it goes thankless a lot of the time. You don't want any praise, you don't want any thanks and all that. It's just your job. But from me and from all the citizens and everybody out there, when they don't see it, you're the one, and your operation protecting everyone, making sure everybody has what they need. And we all owe you a great debt of gratitude, whether you want to accept it or not. So,
Motto.
yeah, absolutely. Immeasurable impact.
For us, it's taking care of citizens, but just no one sees it.
Yeah.
We take water to churches when their pipes burst and they have a funeral or they have different things.
That's right.
We take it to the ceremonial grounds. We take it to all the communities. Disasters are prevalent in Oklahoma. We help our tribes around us.
Yep.
Because I'll say this, I'm very proud of it. We probably have the most and the best equipment in the state of Oklahoma for a disaster, for any kind of event. The things that we can do now, as opposed to when I first got here, they're night and day. The 11 counties that we have, their first call is to the nation. If something happens, the tornado that hit and we lost an employee, the nation did. It was our guys that were there. They found the family and they kept it. So we can react quicker than the feds or the state. We sure have the technology advantage over everyone, and we work with them and we train with them. When I was in my previous job, we would get money from the state that most of the programs used to take just to run their program. We would take that money and we would host at River Spirit, or we would host at Sweet Shots, or we would host here on the Nation training and bring all of the emergency managers and special operations folks and we would bring them, and we would use that money to pay for that training. We invested every dime that we received from the state into training our partners, which is why we have such a seamless approach with what we do with everyone out there, and why we have the relationships that we do.
Yeah. Yep. And it's great. And you just keep on keeping on, and we'll keep telling everybody about the great stuff you do, and making sure everybody out there knows that the nation is here for them to make this the safest, most enjoyable place to live, work, and raise a family here on this Muscogee Reservation. So, Bob, thank you so much for everything that you do. I think we can let you get out of here if you don't have anything else
get
to
back
share.
to it. No.
Get back to it. You're a busy man.
First
So,
public safety commissioner in our nation's
first
history.
public
correct?
safety commissioner in the history of this nation. And he's a trailblazer, and he's a guy that cares about the people. If there's one thing that I could say about Bob, he doesn't need any credit. And like I said, you don't have to ask him twice. He's there for the people. So appreciate you, Commissioner Howard. And keep making history. Keep doing great things for the Muscogee people in this reservation.
Will do. Thank you, guys.
You bet, man.
Motto.
And Mado again to Commissioner Bobby Howard, Public Safety Department, doing a great job. And like we said, it's a thankless job. It's one of those where a lot of people don't truly see all that goes into it most of the times. And we just consider it there, and we're just safe and secure. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. So thank you to Commissioner Howard for coming in to the pod cave and hanging out with us today. And we hope you enjoyed that conversation from our reservation.
Right. And our Department of Public Safety, it's amazing because they're so young.
Yeah.
But we're already right up there,
We're up there.
like Bobby said.
Like you said, first in a lot of things and making history.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great. And I just can't believe that we went so long without that.
I know. It's like, what were we doing?
Well, it's really an organizational thing, right?
Yeah,
just getting
no,
things
yeah.
reorganized. So, like he said, the flow is a lot better and the
For sure.
response times are a lot better.
Yeah.
It's just everything has came to fruition according to Bobby's mind.
He's really fixed the flow.
He has.
With the water, too. Yeah. Everything's flowing on the
Yes,
reservation
yes.
now because of Bobby Howard. So
Grass is growing,
exactly.
water's flowing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now, speaking of making history, coming up, the 50th annual Muscogee
Ooh.
Festival is going to happen here next month, and we're just so very excited. We've announced the entertainment, too. Gene Simmons is coming to town.
What?
I stuck my tongue out if you're not watching. So that's for Gene Simmons. The legendary member of KISS, and him and his band are going to be coming and entertaining us on Saturday night. And then Friday night will be Ryan Bingham and the Texas Gentlemen. So,
Ooh.
yeah, Ryan Bingham, a lot of people know him from Yellowstone or Crazy Heart or whatever. He's done movies and shows, but also great musician, great band. And so a lot of people are excited about him and all that entertainment. Plus the free rides, the food, the arts and crafts, the softball, all of it happening out there. First year with the new fields for the softball tournaments.
Woohoo.
You know, people are going to be fired up about
Yes,
that.
yes.
So last year we kind of had like a little break in softball. It had to go down to the city fields and stuff like that. And it just felt a little different with it going on and the construction there. But hey, what do you do, Shelby, when you need to make an omelet? What happens?
Scramble your eggs.
Well, you just gotta break. You gotta break that. Yeah, I mean, yes, but you gotta break a few eggs if you want to make an omelet. And so, that was the saying I was going. She's like, put your scrambled eggs in your wild onions.
On life Angie
Right.
lemons. No.
Oh man, so we had to break a few eggs to make an omelet. So last year, you know, the construction of the ball fields, and now this year, top-notch facility, one of the top in the state, and it's going to be so great to bring that back. I think we're going to see huge crowds for this festival.
Yeah.
We really are. Bobby talked about it a minute ago, 50,000 people at one time or another last year, and I just see that growing. But again, you know, because of what Bobby said too, if you're out there and you want to come to the festival and act up, don't do it. We got facial recognition technology. We got eyes in the sky. And it's not the place for it, and you will be arrested, prosecuted, and go through the system just like everybody else. So,
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're excited about that, and the way that the festival kicks off every year is the pageant. We're going to have a new Miss Muscogee. We're having a new junior Miss Muscogee.
Yeah.
So that's exciting as well.
Yeah. June 7th. Yeah.
Yeah,
On a
that's right.
Sunday
Mhm.
this year. It's at River Spirit.
River Spirit.
At 2 p.m.
Yep.
is pageant time.
Little matinee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I like
it.
that.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Yeah, they were asking me, you know, Chief, to welcome everybody and everything like that, and I was like, make sure you don't say good morning or good evening, you know, just good afternoon, and it's just weird.
Yeah.
sounding, you know? So yeah,
Just say he's Jay. No, I'm just.
just say his Jay. Still go. How we doing?
But yeah, I'll be there at the pageant this year, capturing the
Really?
moments.
Are you gonna run? I'm just
hey. I'm just a couple years
Miss
too.
Muscogee,
Yeah, too
Is
late
there an
for
age
that.
limit on it? You can't run if you're a certain age?
I think it's
Yeah.
25.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why
Remember-
I said a couple years.
So you remember
too
back in
late.
the day when there used to be senior miss? There was a senior
Oh
miss.
yeah, huh?
Remember that?
And a
Yeah.
little miss.
And a little miss.
Right,
Yep.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And a little miss junior too. Like there was like 5 princesses.
There was like 5 princesses.
But then they got tired of beating all those crowns. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
My
I don't know.
fingers
Yeah.
hurt.
Well, now your back's gonna hurt. She just pulled landscaping, dude. Anybody else's fingers hurt?
I didn't think so.
No. No,
My
man.
favorite.
My favorite too. My favorite.
But
too.
yeah, so I'll be there, and actually we'll be streaming it live.
Really
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Okay, great.
So Facebook Live on the Muscogee Royalties page.
Yeah.
So actually, we might do it on our main page. I'm not sure, but
She hasn't decided yet, folks.
yeah, we haven't decided yet. But
Email us to what Shelby should do. Should she put it on the Facebook page?
No,
or-
we'll probably stream it on the Muskogee Nation's
go.
page. So
All right.
look for it on Facebook Live.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just joking about hollering about that, but we always want to take your criticisms, comments, gripes, and or complaints, and your suggestions at MuskogeePod@MuskogeeNation.com. Don't forget, holler at us and say, I want to see this on the show, or check this out, guys. Maybe you should do an episode on this. We want to hear from you. And we also want you to like and subscribe.
Yes.
And give us a rating on our podcast. That helps. That helps us go out to different people and find new audiences and people out there that don't know the Muscogee Nation has an official podcast where they hold conversations from their reservation. It's this one. So we appreciate all of you listening and watching and hanging out with us. And that's how we get bigger. That's how we grow. That's
Right.
why we find a better audience. And that's when we start getting some revenue dollars in here and making some money. No, I'm just kidding. This is
No
a service.
sponsors. No, for us.
This is a service. This is a service we're providing the community. So,
Yes, non for
right.
profit.
exactly. So thank you all for joining us on this great conversation from our reservation with Bobby Howard, the Commissioner of Public Safety at the Muscogee Creek Nation. And like I said, keep listening to us and we'll keep providing content. And me and Shelby will keep our banner going back and forth. We'll still quote Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, all of our favorite flicks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, we're going to get out of here and we'll see you guys next time. Keep up with everything. MuskogeeNation.com. Check us out on Facebook as well. Muscogee Nation there. We have everything you need to know right there. And again, if you have something to share with us or whatever, MuskogeePod@MuskogeeNation.com. So for Shelby Botone, I'm Jason Salzman. We thank you for listening and we'll see you next time.
Hadam chi chathis.